High above the valley, a majestic mountain peak loomed over the landscape. Its towering height and rugged features had drawn the attention of many a traveler, but few dared to venture to its summit. The mountain was known to be treacherous, with steep cliffs and unpredictable weather. But one day, a young adventurer set out to conquer the mountain, driven by a desire to prove himself. The journey to the top was long and arduous. The adventurer climbed over rocks and boulders, scaled sheer cliffs, and braved fierce winds and snowstorms. Many times he stumbled and fell, but he always got back up, determined to reach his goal. Days turned into weeks as he pushed himself higher and higher up the mountain. Finally, he reached the peak. He stood there, gasping for breath, his body battered and bruised. But he had done it. He had conquered the mountain. He looked out over the valley, feeling a sense of pride and accomplishment that he had never felt before. As he stood there, basking in the glory of his achievement, he noticed a figure sitting quietly on a nearby rock. It was an old sage, dressed in simple robes, who had apparently been watching the young adventurer's ascent. "Congratulations on reaching the top," the sage said, smiling at the young man. "But tell me, why did you climb this mountain?" The adventurer was taken aback by the question. He had never really thought about why he was climbing the mountain. He had just felt a burning desire to reach the top, to prove himself to the world. "I wanted to prove that I was strong, that I was capable of achieving great things," the adventurer replied. The sage nodded. "I see. But tell me, did you enjoy the journey?" The adventurer hesitated. He had been so focused on reaching the top that he hadn't really stopped to appreciate the journey itself. He had pushed himself relentlessly, ignoring the beauty of the landscape and the lessons it had to teach. "I'm not sure," he said, feeling suddenly uncertain. The sage smiled kindly. "Perhaps you should take a moment to rest and reflect. Look around you, and see the beauty of the world you have climbed so hard to reach. Remember that the journey is just as important as the destination." With those words, the sage got up and walked away, leaving the young adventurer alone on the mountaintop. The adventurer sat down on the rock where the sage had been sitting, feeling a sense of emptiness inside. He looked out over the valley, and suddenly he saw it in a different light. He saw the green forests, the sparkling rivers, and the endless expanse of sky. He saw the beauty of the world he had climbed so hard to reach, and he realized how much he had missed by focusing solely on his own ambition. He sat there for a long time, contemplating the sage's words and the lessons he had learned. And when he finally descended the mountain, he did so with a newfound appreciation for the journey and a humble respect for the wisdom of those who had come before him. The story teaches us that the journey is just as important as the destination. It is not only about reaching the goal but also about enjoying the process, learning from it, and appreciating the beauty of the world around us. The adventurer in the story was so focused on achieving his goal that he forgot to appreciate the journey and the lessons it had to teach. It was only after the sage's words that he realized his mistake and learned to value the journey as much as the destination. Thank you for watching. May you have peace and prosperity, and may all your wishes come true.